Did you know that righteousness is not a dress code? Holiness is not a dress code. Righteousness and holiness are your nature as a child of God. You do not behave your way into righteousness. Neither did you behave your way into holiness. God gave you His righteousness. The Bible says in Romans chapter 5 verse 17 that those who have received the abundance of grace and the gift of righteousness. You see that now? So righteousness is not achieved by a set of rules. Righteousness is a gift that God gave to His children because they believe in the one who is sent. The Bible says in 2 Corinthians chapter 5 verse 21 that He made He who knew no sin to become sin that we may become the righteousness of God in Christ Jesus. So there was an exchange that happened on the cross. Christ did not know sin, yet He became sin. He took our sin. We did not know righteousness, yet He gave us His righteousness. So that as many as believed in what happened on the cross, as many as believed in the finished work of Christ, righteousness is credited into the account. Holiness is credited into the account. So what we need to do to become righteous is to be in Christ. Romans chapter 10 verse 2 to 4, it says, my people have zeal. It was talking to believers that believers have zeal, but not according to knowledge. They ignore the righteousness of God and go about establishing their own righteousness and have not submitted to the righteousness of God. The righteousness of God can only be achieved in Christ. Verse 4 says, Christ is the end of the law and righteousness to them who believe. So when you believe in Jesus Christ, you believe He died for you, you believe He died as you believe when He was buried, you were buried inside of Him. Christ Himself becomes your righteousness. So when you believe in the finished work of Christ, you believe in what happened on the cross, your nature changes from the nature of sin to a nature of God, translated from the kingdom of hell into the kingdom of God, where Christ is the king, and the king himself lives inside of us and regulates things from inside out. The holy and righteous one lives in us and empowers us to live righteously. So the Bible says it is God that worketh in us both to will and to do of His own good pleasure. It is because God is living inside of us that we are able to produce a holy fruit, that we are able to produce a righteous fruit. Therefore, every other righteousness outside of the finished work of Christ is self-righteousness. The righteous act, the holy act that you are striving to achieve can only be achieved in Christ. So when you are in Christ, you are holy. When you are in Christ, you are righteous. What kind of holiness that God requires is the holiness that can only be found because you are in Christ Jesus. God bless you.